own safety, so I don't go shooting where your nigga be. Talk to the nigga. Dodging bullets trying to play me. Then
Alright, so we're live. So before the video begins, I just want to clear out some misconceptions. A lot of people seem to be under the impression that the reason why they're so upset at Jacquees was because he made a quote-unquote better remix, when that's not really the case. Ellamai and DJ Mustard both have stated that the reason why they were upset was because he filmed a music video for it before ellamai could, and that's definitely a valid argument because his music video was out before theirs. And another reason why they seem to be upset was, one of the reasons they said was that they were upset that Jacquees tried to monetize it. Now, I don't know exactly what they mean. They didn't go in specifics, but it's very hard to monetize a remix on either YouTube, Apple Music, SoundCloud, anywhere. It's very hard to monetize a remix, especially when you use the same exact instrumental and you don't change it at all. That's very hard to do, especially if you're singing the same chorus or the same verses, parts of verses in the song, in your remix. It's very hard to get that monetized. So I'm not sure what they meant, unless somehow he was able to monetize it on YouTube or Spotify or whatever. Unless they could be talking about also his performances at a live show, because obviously you're getting paid for a live show, a live performance, so you wouldn't technically be monetizing the song. But since that's out the way, I just want to get into this. So if you aren't familiar, Tory Lanez and Drake are doing a tour run together. They performed in the O2 Arena, where Tory Lanez brought out Jacquees, who did perform some of his original songs, and then that led to somehow down the line of the crowd asking for the remix of Trip, which he did perform, which led ellamai to tweet this. She says this: "I'd be so embarrassed if someone brought me on stage and the only thing I could sing was someone else's song because no one knew my actual music. Poor thing." So clearly a shot at Jacquees, and definitely a dirty shot. I wouldn't go as far as to say like no one knows his music, because clearly if he was brought out as a guest in a 30,000 venue arena, clearly people know who he is and clearly people know his music. But I get why she's upset, because if I'm an artist and I did a remix of the song, and not only the artist, the person who signed the artist, the producer, and the label told me, hey, cease and desist, you can't play this anymore. If you put it on SoundCloud, Apple Music, we're going to take it down. If you perform it, you're liable for a lawsuit. Like, you can't sing our song anymore. You can't use our song, which is fine. But I'm kind of siding towards ellamai, because if they said, hey, she's the original artist of the song, and the producer and the label said, hey, you can't do this anymore, and he's still doing it, clearly he's in the wrong, even if the remix is quote-unquote better than the original. And this is me saying this, I'm a huge fan of Jacquees, but he's still kind of in the wrong, especially if they asked you, like, hey, you can't perform our stuff anymore. You could own a remix, and you could post a remix. I don't see the problem with it. But then again, the instrumental, you don't own the instrumental, you don't own the lyrics of the song, and if you listen to the Jacquees remix, a lot of lyrics are still the same, so the label can take it down without too much of a dispute, because the lyrics are the same, the instrumental is exactly the same, so he doesn't really have a grounds for argument here. And that's just me from an objective point of view. He doesn't really have an argument to keep the song up or to keep performing it if the label, the artist, and the producer say, hey, you can't sing this anymore, unless you change up the instrumental. Unless you change up the lyrics completely and you change the instrumental, ellamai could still technically take down your song, and that's what the label's been doing. That's why you don't hear it on the radio. That's why it's really hard to find on like SoundCloud or YouTube. And yeah, that's my argument. Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. I would love to have a discussion with everyone. And yeah, all I really have, like, comment, subscribe in the video, and peace out.